Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today we are doing the Future of Yu-Gi-Oh! On my channel. And for you guys who don't know what the Future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, the Future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a segment on my channel where I talk about cards that I think are going to be good later on in the game, that I think are interesting, just things in general that I think are pretty interesting and could be very good going down the line. So, today we have quite a few cards to talk about, because there have been quite a few new interesting cards, / good cards, that are coming out that I think are actually quite good. There's also an awkward one here, which I'll tell you when we get there, but we're going to be talking about these cards, and I'm going to basically read their effects, because I don't know their entire effects. I know some of them, but I'm basically going to be talking about them and giving my full opinion. So the first card we're going to be talking about is Fairy Tail Kaguya. And personally, from the artwork alone, I can't tell what fairy tale she's from. It may be Aladdin, where she's Aladdin's girlfriend. I can't remember her name. Or it just could be Kaguya from Naruto. I don't know if she's got the long hair for it. But personally, I can't tell what her character is. Her artwork is beautiful though, which is what I like. And you can see I've got the other flipping familiar possessed cards here because I was checking them out. Never mind. But yeah, it looks interesting, the artwork. I do like it. It's very sparkly, and it goes well with like Snow, Cinderella, Sleeper. So yeah, it's really, really good artwork in my opinion. And I'm just rambling on now. So let's actually get on to what this card does. So it's a light level 4 spellcaster effect monster with 1850 attack and 1000 defense, like all the other fairy tale monsters. Its effect is, when this card is normal summoned, you can add one spellcaster monster with 1500 attack, 1850 attack from your deck to your hand. So basically, you can search any of the familiar possessed monsters or any of the fairy tale monsters, which is kind of decent, I suppose, because you could kind of fuse this with fairy tales and familiar possessed, which is actually quite an interesting combination. I might have to try that myself. So yeah, and its next effect is, once per turn, during either player's turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Your opponent can send one monster with the same name as that monster from their main deck or extra deck to the graveyard to negate this effect. Otherwise, return both this card and the target monster to the hand. Okay, so this is kind of like a Kirin effect, I would say, whereas they both go to hand, but you have to target their monster and you can't target another monster instead. But that's kind of like a Kirin effect, which is quite good in my opinion. Plus, it's got an effect. Plus, the effect where you can search spellcaster monsters is quite decent as well. Being able to search like Snow, Sleeper, Cinderella, all those good ones. And also, if they don't negate this effect, then they're basically going -1 because of you're getting your monster back, and you're probably going to hit an extra deck monster for them, which is actually quite good. So yeah, and if they don't have that extra one, and if they do, they neg 1 card, so that's pretty good. Well, depending on what the deck is, that is. But obviously, if you're going to do this, you're going to do it on something that you know will definitely not get negated. But yeah, that's quite an interesting effect. I do find this quite interesting. I feel like this could be pretty good for like Infernoids with the Snow, or Light Sworn with their Snow, because you could be like, oh, normal summon this, get Fairy Tale Snow, then I've got all the things I need to be able to use Snow. But it's a very interesting card. I do like how it works, and I really can't wait to see what people do with this card. So yeah, very interesting. I think that's a really good card. The next card we're talking about is Batboy Baboon. Now, first of all, this artwork is creepy. This is just creepy. Is this a baboon hiding in a tree trunk, or is it a tree trunk that's a part baboon? Because this thing looks creepy as shit, and I don't like it. This just thing looks, Konami, what are you doing? It looks hideous. But yeah, that's just his artwork. It's a dark. Let's get on to what else it is. It's a dark level 3 plant effect monster with 1200 attack, 1000 defense. Its effect is, if this card is normal summoned, normal or special summoned, you can draw one card. Then place one card from your hand on either the top or the bottom of your deck. So basically, what that's saying is you could be like, oh, I draw one. This useless card in my hand can go to the bottom of my deck, which is pretty good because you're able to. Because if you're using this in Metal Foes, if you draw one of your combo pieces that you don't need, such as, I don't know, a combination, a counter, you could be like, oh, I want to draw a card. This card is better, so I'm going to put this card in my deck to then set again later. So that's quite a decent card in my decent effect in my opinion. Its next effect is, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effects, you can special summon any number of Boa Baboons from your deck. Okay. So that's another good thing to work with Metal Foes, because you can be like, normal summon Boa Baboon, get your draw, then put one back in deck, destroy Boa Baboon with a scale, summon 2 more Boa Baboons, get 2 more draws, and then put 2 more useless cards on the bottom of your deck, then just carry on playing, getting all those good cards, all because of you destroyed these bad cards, and then just got some really good ones in return. So, with Metal Foes, I can see this being a very decent card, and I can even see this being somewhat decent with, say, something like maybe Plant Synchro, if they make a version where you destroy your own cards, or just anything like that, because that's actually a really decent effect, and it doesn't have to be destroyed on the field either. It can be destroyed in hand, so you can maybe mix this up with Fire King Cosmos as well, or with Fire Kings, because you can destroy this with the field spell, search your Fire King, summon 2 Boa Baboons, and then get 2 draws and get rid of 2 useless cards. You can put that chicken back in the deck, and you can even use it in Fire King Cosmos, because you drew in the trick in. Oh, I'm going to destroy my card and then put it back in the deck. I'm going to normal summon it, use the field spell, destroy it, search it, just get all the plays. So that's actually quite an interesting card. I can see this card being a decent card but it's mainly going to be used in Metal Foes. I can't see this card being used in anything but Metal Foes, purely because its effect is stupid in Metal Foes, and that's a very good, obvious reason. But yeah, Boa Baboon, your effect is amazing. I like what you're doing, but you look hideous. But yeah, guys, that's just that card in general. Let's move on to the next card. Now, the next card is Ghost, Ashes, and a Beautiful Spring. Now, I believe this is one of the 3 sisters, or 4 sisters. I'm not too sure, but I can actually check. So, let's see. Get off my screen. There we go. So we got Ghost. Why am I getting Kaiku? That's odd. Reaper. I don't seem to be getting what I want. Oh, it's because I've got this as set spellcaster. So Ghost. So yeah. So we Ghost Rabbit and Snow Winter. So the 3 sisters, Winter Cherries, Snow Rabbit, and Beautiful Spring. So these are obviously 2 based on winter or autumn. This is probably autumn, to be honest. So if I believe I was told at one point that these were 3 sisters. That's what I'm getting at. I'm kind of rambling now, but I believe the story revolves around 3 sisters, where it's Ghost Ogre, Ghost Reaper, and Ghost Ashes here, and all 3 of them are meant to be just some sisters. Now, it could be a different story with 4 sisters, because this is obviously winter. Snow Rabbit is obviously winter. Winter Cherries is probably autumn because of the cherries. I'm not too sure on that one, but... And this is obviously spring. It's hard to say because of these 2 both could resemble winter for some reason, but I'm going off topic. But anyway, let's get into the actual card in general. So it's a fire level 3 tuner zombie effect, 0 attack, 1500 defense. So yeah, to begin with, it's a zombie tuner. So it basically goes with cherries in that retrospect, where it's a tuner and where it doesn't go with Reaper, Rabbit. So this is basically a zombie tuner monster. Which is quite interesting because you can then use this in zombie decks as one of your tuners. Sure, you're not going to because you still have Unizombie and stuff, but that's an interesting thing you could do with it. But let's actually get into its effect, because the effect is the reason why this card is good. So its effect is, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that includes an effect that adds a card or cards from the main deck to the hand, dash special summons a monsters from the main deck, or sends a card/cards from the main deck to the graveyard, except during the damage step, you can discard this card, negate that effect, and negate that effect. You can only use this effect of Ghost Ashes and Beautiful Springs once per turn. Now, this card right off the bat is amazing. Why is it amazing? Well, you can discard it to negate an add effect. You can discard it to negate a summon effect from deck. You can discard it to negate a send effect. So, essentially, you can use this card to negate lawn mowing. You can use this card to negate the Jinishishi spell card that summons from deck. And you can negate, essentially, Rota with this card. Or Stratos, or any cards like that. Now, obviously, Stratos is just an example. Don't take it to heart. But this card, in general, is an amazing card. It's an instant side deck card, just by its effect. Just being able to negate all of those effects. It has 3 different utilities. It's definitely an amazing card, because you're able to negate stuff like... You're able to negate many things. Like, it's not even funny. You can negate Hero Lives, you can negate Left Arm Offering, you can negate Reasoning. Reasoning? I don't know if you can negate Reasoning, because it's sends from decks. I think you can negate Reasoning. But you can negate very good cards with this one card. You can negate multiple different sorts of things with this one card, which is just an amazing effect. So this card, Confirmed Secret in what's it called? Maximum Crisis. But yeah, you can negate so many different things. So this card is just amazing side against pretty much all decks. Like, every deck searches, every deck summons, special summons. I don't know if they special summon from the main deck all that often, but probably don't. But everything searches. So this card is an instant side deck card against every deck in the game, which is just amazing. So it's beautiful. Plus, this can negate Desires. They banish 10 for cost. You negate it with this. Desires is negated. GG, well played. Because technically, drawing is adding cards from deck to hand. But yeah, that's just amazing in general. So this is definitely going to be an instant side deck card as soon as it comes to the meta. It's amazing how Konami are actually making amazing cards like this again. Like, these cards are just so good, and I really do believe that. Because just look at this. Look at Ashes. Ghost Ashes is just amazing. I know I'm going to have to pick up at least 2 of these just because of how amazing it is. And that's going to be really hard, seeing as they're going to probably be a secret. Like, I guarantee, like, 99.9% of this card being a secret. But yeah, guys, that's Ghost Ashes and Beautiful Springs. Let's move on to the next card before I go too more hype, because this card is just amazing. So, the next one we're talking about is Eternal Nightmares. Now, it looks like Rice Bell is just being pissed off, just with Hypno Sister there. Something in the background, I can't really tell what that is. His sister has unfortunately failed to save him, and it looks like he's just like, oh, I'm too weak now. I don't know how long I'm going to survive. But the Eternal Nightmares artwork is basically going on the long story of Wavering Eyes, Rice Bells, Unwavering Bonds, and now we're here at Eternal Nightmares. Its effect is, it's a continuous trap card. With its effect, you can pay 1,000 life points, then target one face-up spell or trap card on the field, destroy it. You can only activate this effect of Eternal Nightmares once per chain. So essentially, you can be like, activate, pay the 1,000, end of chain, do it again and again and again and again, and just keep destroying pendulums with the pendulum cards or face-up cards or just anything for 1,000 life points. And I just went off the card by accident. And you're just able to keep going off on and on and on until you hit 0 life points, then you can't use it anymore. But this is essentially, I destroy your face-up spell or trap card, you're done. Your scales are done. Your anti-spell is done. Your Macrocosmos is done. It says no to essentially every face-up spell and trap card in the game. And it's just a really good card. So, yeah, it's an interesting card. Not as good as Ghost Ashes and Beautiful Springs. But it's a decent card. I could see this being maybe a side deck card, but it's just an interesting card in general, and I can't wait to see what happens with it. So the next card we are going to be talking about is a trap card, and it's Zodiac Xing. Don't know what this does for myself yet, so let's get into this. So this is a continuous trap card, and its effect is, if a Zodiac Xyz monster you control would activate its effect by detaching its own Xyz material, you can detach that many Xyz materials from another Xyz monster you control instead. Okay, interesting. So you can instead of detaching from that monster, you can detach from a different one. Okay, that's not that good of an effect, to be honest, but let's see what else it can do. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target one Zodiac Xyz monster you control, attach one of them to the other as an Xyz material. Okay, so that essentially means target one Xyz monster, put it under another Xyz monster. Now, personally, this is a bad card. This has no relevance. Like, it's a trap card, so it's really slow. It has no good effects whatsoever for the Zodiac deck. Like, if you have two Xyz monsters, you're purely going to be using those Xyz materials already, so you're not going to care about using a different one. It's like, the only situation I can see this being in is if you have a Neko on board, and that Neko has no material, so you want to be able to put this one wrap back from graveyard under the Neko to then do your combo again. But any other situation than that, I can't see this card being any use, so this is definitely not a good card. Don't play this card, guys. This Zodiac card is bad. It's bad. Bad. But yeah, that's I can't really say anything good about it. Okay. So the next card we're talking about is Zodiac Hammer Kong. It's hammer time. Bada. But yeah. So Hammer Kong is an Earth rank 4, 0 attack, 0 defense because they're unknown. Beast Warrior Xyz effect, obviously because it's Zodiacs. It takes 3 or more level 4 monsters to make. And its effects are, once per turn you can also use once per turn, you can also Xyz summon a Zodiac Hammer Kong by using one Zodiac monster you control with a different name as an Xyz material. So that's essentially the same as all the other Zodiac Xyz monsters. You can use one Zodiac to make it, instead of using 2 different monsters. And that includes Xyz monsters. Its general effect is... This card gains attack and defense equal to the total attack and defense of the Zodiac monsters attached to it as Xyz materials. Okay, so the same as all the other Zodiac monsters. And its actual effect is, while this card has Xyz materials, your opponent cannot target other Zodiac monsters on the field with card effects. Once per turn during the end phase, destroy Xyz material from this card. You're trash. You're complete trash, Hammer Kong. There's not enough effects that target anymore. Like, if anything, you're gonna get Raigeki'd. If you want it to be good, you should have hadn't said be targeted. Just make other Zodiac monsters unaffected. Like, this card is not a this. You're not good, Hammer Kong. You're trash. I take back my Hammer Time statement. You are trash. Go back to the zoo. The zoo's in your name. Go back to the zoo. Go or go meet Harambe. Yeah, just go meet Harambe. Yeah, just please, just go away. Go away. You're not good enough. So that's the terrible monkey. And let's go on the last one, which is Zodiac Laika, which is the dog. So Mrs. Doggy here. So she is obviously an Earth rank 4 monster, 0 attack, 0 defense. Takes 2 or more level 4 monsters to make. And it can be used and can use 1 Zodiac monster as an XC to make summon XC summon it. And then all the materials make it go under it as well. Also, it gains the attack and defense of all Zodiac monsters underneath it. And its effect is, its proper effect, I might add, is once per turn, you can detach 1 XC material from this card, then target 1 Zodiac monster in your graveyard, special summon it. But for the rest of this term, it has its effects negated. Also, it cannot be used as an XC material for an XC summon. That effect is, it's alright. It's not great, but it's alright. My essential thought about this is, okay, I can't use it as an XC material, but I'm basically getting a monster reborn, which isn't terrible, and I'm not sure, but you may be able to use this. It says you can, once per turn you can also XC summon, but I don't think you can. But maybe you're able to use the actual monster to summon other Zodiac monsters. Probably can't, but even still, you can summon like a Thoroughblade from your graveyard. You can special summon a Viper to... No, you can't special summon a Viper, because Viper's effect will be negated. But you can essentially get a 16 beat stick on the board, which isn't actually that bad. Dog, you're a subpar card. You're a subpar. I would say it's a one-off in the Zodiac deck, no more. Because there are situations where you can use this and then get amazing combos off. Like, I would think you'd be able to just go get additional damage with this card in, so... Laika, you're okay. You're okay. I have nothing bad to say about Laika. It's an interesting card. It's basically the monster reborn for the deck. But, yeah guys, what do you think of all these cards? Do you think they're good? Do you think Laika's good? Do you think this trash will be used? Do you think Ghost Ashes is amazing like I do? Tell me what you think in the comment sections below. Like, all these cards are quite interesting, except for this one. This one's just trash, and so are you, Hammer Kong. You disappoint me. But yeah, most of these cards are actually really good, and I can't wait to see what actually happens with them. So, yeah, guys, tell me what you think of these cards in the Oh, and one more thing, guys. If you want me to reply to the Glasgow Yu-Gi-Oh's video he made last week about competitive Yu-Gi-Oh not being good in the game on YouTube, I will reply to that. Just tell me just like this video quite a few times, and I'll do it. Just do it, and I'll like the video, and I'll make that video. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think of these cards. Tell me if you think they're good cards. Tell me if you think they're bad cards. Tell me your personal opinion on some of these cards. All in the comment section below. And as always, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, press the bell button to get notified on the video. If you say you were notified in the comment section below, I will give you a shout out on the next video. But or whenever the next video is made, because I usually make these videos all in a cluster, so I make these videos in one day. But if you guys actually are interested, just comment, click the notification button next to the subscribe button, and I'll give you guys a shout out. But yeah, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, press the bell button, obviously, for that shout out. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys later. Interesting cards. Interesting.